an airline stewardess, etc., etc., etc. But she's been a realtor for over 35 years and ridden the waves of the market and still loves real estate. Her reputation of trust, integrity, and service has served her and her clients through the years. Buying, selling, renting, or investing. If she can do it, she will, and if she needs to pair you up with someone else, she does that as well. Renee's other interests also include helping place stray animals, participation in 5K walks, and she loves nature, and here she is.
Okay. I have bits and pieces. Mine is, first of all, I'm going to talk quickly about the adjusted square footage on properties. As realtors, when we list a property, we have to list from the tax rolls what is called adjusted square footage. And the Dade County appraiser puts in what the adjusted square footage is. And basically it is 100% of the first level air conditioned space, 80% of the second level air conditioned space. Why? Because there's a staircase in more hallways. 50% of the garage, 50% of the utility room, 33% of a carport, and then some additional things. So if you're looking for property and you see that it says it's 3,470 adjusted square feet, but you go in and you go, wait a minute, this isn't a whole lot bigger than what the last house looked like. This house could have large overhangs like our veranda here. They also are included at a percentage, so you need to know that it isn't true square footage. And also, this often happens when we have appraisals that the appraiser doesn't say this is 3,247 square feet. He says this is 2,720. So you have to know those things happen in the market. If you want true square footage, you could hire someone for true. Otherwise, I think you'll figure it out as you go. But I wanted to give you an idea of how this happens. Okay, next. I have some gossip. I thought that was fun. South Florida, we talked about the real estate market, and it's booming now. I think that most of us are dealing mostly in single-family homes rather than package investments and things, because I wanted to tell you that money laundering is at a high again, and we have tons of criminals doing drug trafficking, and they have had up to date, to August 15th, 77 seized properties in Dade County, whereas last year they only had 59. Okay? I told you some gossip. Come on, have some fun with it. Okay. Good news gossip is, if you're not aware, they're trying to revamp Overtown, and it's going to be called All Aboard Florida. And it's an Overtown gateway right across from the Lyric Theater, which used to have Ella Fitzgerald, Patti LaBelle, etc. They're trying to build clubs, local businesses and things, and it's pretty strong on the go. So, and they're also bringing in a train from Orlando, a high-speed train, if you guys know. I'm sure hopefully Overtown will be done before the train. And then one more little gossip. Oh, yeah, this is important. Short sales and foreclosures. Okay. Thousands of defaulted borrowers across Florida could benefit from the state's 5-year statute of limitations on redressing debts. Okay? The state's common contract says that a person has 5 years to sue on a debt. They're testing this out with foreclosures now because many of them have been dragging on for years and years. I'm sorry to say the two big cases, which aren't us, was Ronnie Bernstein, who represents a homeowners association in May, won a $1 million condo for his client because the lender missed by 1 week. Okay. And then another lapse statute of limitations was in Palm Beach County when Judge Colton ruled in favor of convicted fraudster and one-time condo king, Bill Lilly, to keep their $8.4 million estate in the sanctuary because they pass statute of limitations. So if you have friends or family and you can get an attorney to drag it out, you might be able to just capture it back this way. Anyway, it's being tested. I thought you'd like that information. I was surprised by it. Okay, now, my other little bit, and it's not, I don't know how I chose non-real estate, but here we go. Is that reverse mortgages. And the real reason I chose this is that I have a couple of clients who, one was 87 and the other was 89, and they could not afford to stay in their home but wished to. My 89-year-old friend was getting $600 a month in Social Security. Now you can figure that out. Living in the Grove, although she had very low taxes because she had lived there 47 years, you can't live on $600 a month, period. So, in fact, she did take a reverse mortgage. And this originally started, I believe, as a tool for people who needed medical care or needed to stay in their house as an elderly, but it's become a business vehicle now. Okay? So, how do you get it? You have to be 62 years of age or older. Anybody who is on the deed has to be 62 years of age or older. You do not have to qualify. That's why people in their 80s can get it. The property qualifies. It is a reverse mortgage. You need to know that. The mortgages we get today, you get money. The house is paid off. You borrow money, and then every month you pay money, and the loan goes down. The reverse mortgage, you never make a mortgage payment. But every month, what you owe goes up. And the only two ways that you have to sell that, to pay that loan back, or is if you die or leave the property. Then the property must be sold to pay off the loan. The loan isn't sufficient. If the sale isn't sufficient, they have no recourse. Okay? But they don't lend you like a typical bank, so don't get too excited there, because let's say your house is worth $700,000, they may say they'll lend you $400. It depends on how old you are, because they got to play their odds, you know. And the other thing is they have very hefty upfront costs, but you don't have to have that money. They take it out of the money they're going to lend you. So you can actually use that money to stay in your house, pay for your medical bills, helpers, make repairs, pay for your grandchild's education, take a vacation. Some people have even bought small second homes. As long as you stay in that home as your residence mainly, you don't have to worry about that reverse mortgage. But do know the cons are that it becomes negative, but you don't have to pay it. You're responsible for taxes and insurance and upkeep, but no monthly mortgage payments. I'm sorry? I guess, well, again, you can't make your taxes anywhere else. Okay, then the other thing, that's my spiel, except for one other thing I talked about, that I do a lot of 5K walks, and they're really only for fun and for charities, because Saturday is one for I forgot who. Next week is at the zoo for the Haitians, Miracle Network, all sorts of things. And then I'm also involved in pet placement. This is the little guy who is now in need of a home. I call him Austin because he has giant bat ears. He's 1 year old, neutered. I found him. I put up things. He has a chip. The person doesn't want him back. So anybody interested in Austin, we will, I have this paper if you want stuff on reverse mortgages, charity walks, or pets. Just come on up. Multifaceted, multi-talented Renee. Well, thank you so much. Now, we are open for questions if anyone wants it.